So here's a little candy for you.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
So do you remember that guy? Do you remember him? He was a great part of my childhood, and hopefully for you too. Bill Nye is actually getting up there in age if you've seen any of his recent photos. But I got up every morning that he was on and couldn't wait to watch it. I even recorded it on a VCR, no less. So a little bit about Bill Nye if you don't know who he is. He's a scientist, an engineer, an author, and an inventor, obviously because it fits his persona as a overall nerd. And something you may not have known if you've never watched any of his shows or seen him talk, he's also a comedian. He used to do stand-up. And you combine that with his love of science, he actually won, a little known fact, he won a Steve Martin lookalike contest at an event. And, you know, that's really what started him on his way. He developed dual careers as an engineer by day and a stand-up comic at night. Very cool and totally believable. Bill Nye the Science Guy won 7 National Emmy Awards for writing, performing, and producing. And the show won 18 Emmys in 5 years. Bill Nye is also currently the executive director of the Planetary Society, the world's largest interest group in space, or world's largest space interest group. They're not actually up in space. We haven't come along that far yet. If you like Bill Nye, some suggested others are Neil deGrasse Tyson, very, very cool scientist, and Michio Kaku. I believe that's how you say his name. Another great scientist. So getting back to Bill Nye, he does currently have a show. It's on PBS. It's called The Eyes of Nye. I unfortunately have not been able to check it out. So if anybody can recommend it, obviously I'll watch it just because it's Bill Nye. But anybody has any recommendations of certain episodes, be sure to leave me a comment below. Bill Nye does have a website that, as far as I know, he keeps up to date himself when he can, and it's BillNye.com. Obviously, very simple. He has a love for himself because, you know, he is a good guy, but you can tell he sometimes does have an ego. So it's very funny. Next thing I wanted to go over, one of my personal interests is anime. I am an anime nerd. I don't know if you see my wall scroll in the background here, but it's Tenjo Tenge, probably one of the coolest animes I've ever seen. But I unfortunately don't have a box set for it because I'm poor. I can only afford stuff every so often. So going over that, some favorites, I'm just going to list them out because I have a lot of them. But I only have certain few box sets. So first one, because this is another part of my gaming universe, is Street Fighter. I have the Street Fighter 2 collection with the Game Exchange sticker still on it. I bought it for $15.95. Not a bad deal. It didn't have the cover box, but it was worth it because it's very hard to find. Very, very cool series. I highly recommend it. Next one is going to be Berserk. Berserk is awesome. Again, another one without the cover on it. But you couldn't beat the price. It was only $9.95. The ending is really what kind of got to me because I was hoping for an upbeat ending. Spoilers. You away from it? Okay. The ending, you know, he dies. The girl dies, and the demon takes over. I guess that's what the writers had in mind, and that's cool. I mean, overall, it was a great series, but the ending, again, I was kind of disappointed, but one of my top favorites. Next one, and the candy of my collection, is Witchblade. Now, Witchblade was done by Top Cow Studios, an American studios, but obviously anime influence. Very cool, based off a comic, if you don't know. It also had a short TV series for a while. Not a very good series, but very cool. Obviously, lots of boobs. but some very cool fight sequences, and it can be sexually oriented. In fact, most of her fighting prowess comes from her loving the side of the battle and her being very sexual about it. So, forewarning on that, it's definitely for mature audiences. But other than that, no real nudity, no hardcore sex scenes. It's not hentai. It's just your basic anime, boob shots and provocative situations. So, but again, very cool series. The ones that I don't have that I wish I did, just to list them off: Elven Lied, Tenjo Tenge, Soul Eater, High School of the Dead, and one that was done and not a whole lot of people know about is Grenadier the Smiling Senshi. Senshi is basically a gun-wielding samurai for the most part. In the series, she doesn't like to fight unless she has to, and she likes to disarm people and take off their armor by giving them a hug, being nice to them, being sweet. So, and I like the overall message of that because it's very cool. It also helps that, again, standard anime. It's got some great boob shots. So, I don't know any guy nerd that doesn't love that, and certain female nerds too. But that's really what kind of attracts you to the anime. And when you look at the message underneath, it's again a great series, and I definitely recommend it. So that's what goes on in my anime universe. I also like Triple X Holic and the Xenosaga anime series. It wasn't that great, but I'm a big fan of the Xenosaga universe. So if you haven't played that, it's on PlayStation 2. There's 3 different games, 1, 2, and 3. Very cool. When it first came out, it was very highly accepted. So I would recommend that. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to anime. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in a later video. But you can look up any of these on YouTube. There's bound to be clips, I'm pretty sure. I'll try to provide some links if I find some in the description, and you can check them out. Well, that'll do it for this video. But before I go, I wanted to recommend another channel. Another friend of mine I've known for a couple of years now. It's under AlphaProductions. I'll provide a link here on the video and provide the channel itself. Basically what it is, she produces her own videos. She does have some older work on the channel, but she's also going to start producing some newer work. Very cool gal. So check her out, check out her channel, and you will not be disappointed, I promise. Hopefully, again, she'll have some work up soon, but some pretty cool stuff. Another hardcore WoW gamer, and just nerd overall. So great person, great gal, and a good friend. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk to everybody soon. Salute.